Hi friends, I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today we're going to make this quick Thinking of You card. I've used it as a get well card, but it would make a great birthday card or for lots of different occasions. And as I tell you what you need, don't worry about taking notes because it's all right on my website. You can download this, print it up, and it will give you all the dimensions, all the item numbers, and step-by-step directions. You will need a half sheet of Whisper White cardstock, so it's 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to fold it for our card base. And you're going to need 2 pieces of just regular copy paper. And we're going to use two-way glue pen to make a mask. The two-way glue pen, you can use it as a permanent adhesive, or you can use it as a temporary, like a sticky note, by just letting it dry. You do want to let it dry all the way so it doesn't tear your paper when you pull it off. So you're going to set that aside to dry. Meanwhile, you can get started on stamping your card. We're going to be using Raspberry Ripple, and I'm starting with Thinking of You, and I only want to use Thinking of You. I am not going to want to stamp Please Know That I Care, so I'm going to put tape on that as I ink that up, and then I'm going to take off that tape so that there's no ink, but be careful to put that tape where you will not make a mess because it's got ink all over it. Then stamp in the lower right corner of your card. And then we can go ahead and stamp the inside of our card. And wishing you a quick recovery, also from the same set. And we're just going to stamp right in the middle of the inside of the card. Okay, truth be, I walked away from the card just to give my two-way glue a chance to dry. I wanted to be sure it was really quite dry. So I gave it about 15-20 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm using my grid paper so it's fairly straight, about 1 inch down and maybe 1 1/4 inches up from the bottom of my card, to give myself a window here. And I'm going to then stamp my card, but first I'm going to rub my embossing buddy over it so that hopefully it'll keep my Versamark from my embossing powder from sticking where I don't want it to stick. I'm going to use the larger of the two of the flowers, because there's several flowers, and I'm going to stamp 3 times, one on that side, one about halfway in the middle, and one over here. And I'm going to put embossing powder on it. And you can reuse embossing powder, so don't just toss it out. You can use as much as you want here. And I flick it to get rid of some of the extra strays. And then I'm going to use my heat gun. Now I apologize for the noise, but I wanted you to see, hopefully you'll be able to see it go from a dark powder to shiny white as it repeats. And I'm going to get that started so maybe you can see it. I don't think you can see it, so I'm going to just pause the video. Okay, that's done. So now I'm going to sponge the border. So I'm using a stamping sponge. I've cut mine into wedges, 1/4 inch wedge, and I try and keep similar colors. Now our new stamp pads tend to be a little bit more bold when you sponge. So I found if I stamp off and then kind of rub gently from the edge in a swirling, I'll get more of what I'm looking for. And I don't want this to be a real solid, even sponging. I want to have little areas of light and dark here. So maybe I want a swirl of dark coming through here. There we go. And now we're going to stamp with the smaller flower and we're going to stamp this in Raspberry Ripple. It occurred to me as I was looking forward to the new catalog coming out that we're going to lose these colors soon, and I will sure miss them. Now I want to have this flower go off the border, so I'm going to carefully, hopefully I allowed that dry enough. And honestly, I think I did get a little tear, so dry it longer than I did. Oh, actually, I think that's just adhesive that's left behind. So I'll be able to erase that off. Yeah, with just my eraser. That will be fine. Now I'm going to stamp so it goes over the edge, and I'm going to stamp this one here. And while I've got my stamp out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my envelope. And we are done. What do you think? Love it. Thank you. For more information, come on over to bevadams.com and tell me what you think. See you soon. Bye.